Hello there. Happy, not Friday, Thursday, because, just to confuse you guys when you get on here and you're like, why is Vicki live tonight? It's not Friday, is it? Is it Friday? And then you get excited and then you're just disappointed because it's not actually Friday. It's Thursday and Vicki is doing something a little different this week because, sometimes life kind of rears its beautiful head and I have other things that I have to do tomorrow, so I can't go live on Friday. So I thought, let's do it on, what's today? Thursday. Yeah. So hello friends. Hi Sharon. Oh, Friday morning where you are. Yes, I love that. Where is that? Australia? Hi Natalie. How are you? Hi Sandy, Cynthia, Dion. Hi Jerry. Lots of friends are here tonight. Hi Brenda. Hi Julie, Mindy. How are you guys doing tonight? So we'll see. It could be just a quiet night of my closest friends who are available to hang out and make some art with me on Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, whatever today is. Danielle, oh, hello, friend. I love it. I love when you guys come on here and say hello to me. It's nice because I'm not here by myself then. Because I would be here by myself making art and still be quite happy. But it's extra sweet, right? When you have friends to share this with. My daughter is impressed with the eyelashes. They're coming off on Saturday. I'm going to get Buffy and Fluffy are going on vacation for a while. So don't be afraid when I have no eyelashes because they're probably all gone. So I might have to put the falsies on again. But thank you. They're very sparse right now. So the eyelashes are coming off. It's going to go back to Frumpy and Dumpy. Buffy and Fluffy are on vacation and Frumpy and Dumpy are coming to stay for a little while. So hello, good day from Australia. I love it. Lots of my friends from Australia. I love it. Greetings from Jersey. I love it. Hi, Vicki, still full of joy and energy. Deb, I think you just messaged me, right? So I have to message you back something about pickup. But nothing's here yet because Vicki just doesn't, I'm tracking it all. It's going to be like I'm going to need hit my mother up to make dinner and all the rest of it when that delivery finally comes and I can ship all of this stuff out of my house. But like you said, I'm still smiling and try to find the bright side and the silver lining of all of the things, right? But, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And I'm going to wear that on a t-shirt. Sing it, right? So, yeah, anyway, so happy to be playing tonight. So it's often morphs, right? So I went on the Vicki Booten Creative Community and I said, okay, viewer's choice, what do you guys want to do? And when I put that out there, I'm hoping you guys are going to say, I want this technique. But the majority when I looked at it was layouts. So I'm like, I can do a layout. I've got that covered. And then Nicole posted her design team project, which was cards using the flower stamps from Print Shop mixed with the circle stamps. And I'm like, I love that. So there's what I'm going to do. So we are going to do stencil kissing tonight in honor of this layout that I created for the Hero Arts Spring and Summer catalog. So they have some new mists. And I thought we haven't done anything with like mistable ink for a while. Let's do that. So be prepared. This is a messy technique. I still have a little bit of post-traumatic stress from spray ink. You guys remember, if you've been around for a long time, do you remember Tattered Angels? And I had every single color and I worked on their design team and I still have a little bit of post-traumatic stress from spray inks, but the results are beautiful. So what we're going to do tonight is we're going to use them on a stencil that we're going to stamp with, and then we're going to use them with a blending brush and apply the pigment through. So it's like a wet and wet technique. So it bleeds a little. It's messy. It's messy goodness. Your hands are going to be purple, pink, whatever color you're using. But I really love how this turned out. So it's the inspiration for tonight is I'm going to use a mix. I'm going to grab maybe some distress ones as well. And we're going to do some just backgrounds quickly. and then we're going to let it dry. We're going to stamp some flowers. I'm going to fussy cut flowers. And my goal tonight, again, is no pattern paper. Nothing really. I'm going to use what we make tonight to create a page. Doesn't that sound like fun? And then my card makers can do all of this in card form again, right? So it's just you scale it down and you don't use a photo, right? So I have no photo printed tonight. So even though I'm doing a layout, we're going to pretend there's a photo on there, right? So it's Thursday. It is Thursday. I have a date tomorrow with my friend Kelly from my stamping studio, is driving through Niagara Falls with her husband and her sister and her mom, and we're meeting up and going out for dinner. So I have a date, a hot date with good friends. So I won't be here for tomorrow night. So that is why it's Thursday Night Live. We're pretending it's Friday or Wednesday or Monday. I don't even know what date it is half the time. That's why I had to message her and say, is this happening this week? Are we doing the things? She's like, yes, we're doing the things. I'm like, okay, good. Okay. Well, I'll make the plans I need to, and we're good. So any questions before we get started? It's good. Like I got dressed yesterday and I went out with my friend Janice, and we went, because I talk about it all the time, one of my favorite places, if you are ever in the Niagara region, you need to go to the watering can just to have that salad that I put a picture of every single time. There's other, like Janice, what did she have? I don't know how to say it. Banh mi. What is that? Korean? I'm not even sure what nationality that sandwich comes from, but BAHNMI. I'm probably saying it completely incorrectly, but she had that. It looked delicious. I had butternut squash soup, which was so good. And then I'm telling you this. So if you come to Niagara Falls, say you're from anywhere, people come to Niagara Falls, right? It's a huge tourist attraction. You need to look up the watering can, and it has to be not the one in St. Catharines. And then you go for lunch. So my favorite salad, are you ready? It's arugula tossed in some kind of really yummy vinaigrette with figs, prosciutto, whipped goat cheese, pomegranate, and candied pecans. Oh, and rainbow radishes. It's like the best thing you ever had. It's Vietnamese. Okay, thank you, Dora. So yes, Vietnamese, right? So she had that. I've had that before. It's delicious, but I can't not order that salad. So I always have it all the time. You had one when you were in Vietnam. Was it excellent, Jennifer? I bet you, right? So anyway, I got dressed. I went and bought more plants because I needed them like a hole in the head. And it was fun. I had a great day. So to have 2 dates this week and 2 reasons to put clothes on, but I am dressed for you tonight. I do have pants on and everything. So we're winning. Is win-win, right? So I see my friend is here, Libby Hickson, who Libby works with Hero Arts, and she let me be a part of this new release. So thank you, Libby. Just so you guys know, with the way my life has been crazy, I created this layout, photographed, and did my blog post, I think, in 40 minutes. So I have to say I'm quite proud of how this turned out. And then I went, this will be perfect for Friday Night Live. We're going to use some of the two-tone sprays. I'm going to mix it in with some distress. And then because I'm going to Vicify the crap out of this, we're using my neon texture paste. So I want the flowers to be in neon. So it's going to be a mix because this magenta color, it's fuchsia, and the orange, I love it. So that is going to be the base, but with different stencils. I'm going to use some of mine. And then we're going to use the neon texture paste. So let's stop talking. Any questions before I flip the camera? And we're going to get right into it. Like I said, it's a messy one tonight. This sprays are like that friend that you can't control when you go out. You know what I mean? They're like running all over. That's what I say with the sprays. They are that beautiful, crazy friend, kind of like me, crazy friend, right? Not the beautiful part, but the crazy friend is like spray ink is like Vicki in a bottle, I guess, right? So we're going to do the things. And Sarah's here. And everyone, welcome. Sarah Millerhouse is the newest addition to the Vicki Booten design team crew. All their boxes went out of craziness. As much as I could get in the box, I shipped. and very happy to have her here tonight. She is a color lover. I think you guys are going to be really excited for what she will have in store for us. So yay! Oh, you're planning a wine tour in November. We'll check out the watering can. Yes, Anya. Because Niagara on the Lake is here and it's up here, but it's definitely doable. Like you'll be right, and I'm right in the middle of all of that craziness. I'll be right there. So love it. Okay, let's flip the camera and let's make some magic. All right, we ready? Yeah, if I remember how to do it and I just don't shut the whole thing down, but I think I got it. Look at that. I think I got it. And my friend Cherie is here, and I can't say anything about it, but we might be working on something. So we can't say anything, right? It's all top secret, but just be prepared. Good things are coming. Good things are coming down the pipeline. And I signed my contract for the Panama Canal cruise. If you guys have been like, okay, she talked about it, I reached out and I can't sign up. It will be going up as soon as I email her back, because I haven't opened the email to look at it. But it's coming up. That will be coming up. Okay. Oh, your Elise is here too. I think only Nicole isn't here. She's probably at baseball or some craziness with her kids, but I love it. I love that almost the whole team is in the house. I love it. You're in for, they don't have to work with print shop anymore. And I think they're super excited about it, right, friends? They have as much, you're missing a couple papers because some I just can't, doesn't matter that my name's on it. I don't have the one with the hearts on it. I don't have the one, there's 3 papers that are missing in your box. So friends, sorry about that. Like I tried to order it. I can't get it. It's out of stock. So I guess people are loving this collection, right? So where to next? People are loving, and I don't have any of it. Right? I don't have it. It's like some pieces. Okay, let's do the things. I'm going to sit down. Sit down, Vicki, and get to work. Crack that whip. Let me move. I like to move my laptop. So just let me get myself sorted and adjusted. So what is the plan? We're going to make a couple backgrounds. We're going to stamp some flowers. We're going to fussy cut them, and we're going to make a layout or a card, whatever you want to do. And Stephen, I love cruising. It is my favorite mode of or way to vacation now. I love it. I'm sure not everyone does, but for me, I am definitely a fan. Friends, I'm not getting anything else. I'm just using these. So any spray inks that you have, you can use, but I just want to use what I've got. Okay. I'm just going to use what I got. Okay. Let's make sure. I think we're good. Can one more person comment just so I know that I didn't ruin anything here? Just make sure it's all working. Okay. Like I said, these are crazy fun. So these are just coming out now from Hero Art. So two-tone metallic spray. So it's fuchsia, and then the mica in it is gold. But the base of this color is like everything. I just absolutely love it. So this bottle is clogged, so no biggie. I'm just going to pour it on my mat and use it. And it's bright yellow with copper, and it comes out really orange, and I love it. And then the other color I have is like an ocean blue and gold. So you could use any kind of, any of your pastes you could mix with your sprays if you don't have these, right? But we're going to play. We'll see what we get. And then you just have to mix up your mica. These actually come and you put the water in yourself. So it's just the powder. And then you put your water in and it gets the pigment going. And then you can just refill the bottles. And all you do is have reduced pigment load, right? They just get a little bit lighter, but you can use them till they're done. So Natalie isn't yelling at you. She just wants you to be aware that if you're part of the Where To Next Weekend event, either purchase a kit or access only, we've opened the Facebook group. So be sure you have your order number, or even if you don't have your order number, Natalie has the list of everybody's. So say you're like, oh my goodness, I can't find it. Just put that on there and comment that I can't find my order number. So she'll be able to find you. Okay. She'll be able to find you. Yeah, I have one that's not open or I didn't mix yet. So I have this one. So see, when you get them, it's just powder And then you just put, this one is royal purple and gold. So you can see the pigment, the mica in there. And then the pigment is the purple. So when you put water, they come to life. Okay. So what we're going to do is stencil stamping. So I'm going to spray down my pigment. I'm going to pick it up with the stencil. We're going to stamp it on the background, and that's going to be the base of my layout. Okay. So I'm going to use something that has equal open space to negative space, because you want the pigment to sit on something, right? So if you use something that is too detailed, you might not get to see much of it. So, and I want something I can repeat because I'm going around a 12 by 12. So I think I'm going to use these circles. Are we okay with that? And this is one of the Vicki Boutin stencils. Okay, this is just one of my exclusive ones. Okay, is it Friday? I wish, right? You'd be really excited. It's Thursday, but Vicki has a date, so I won't be here tomorrow. So I'm doing this tonight. So I'm going to go in with the magenta and gold. I'm going to do the same color background. Look at, all right, look at, I have a card ready to go. I made card bases, so I will be doing that with the leftover. I love this new die from Hero Arts. I love it. So I'm going to do something with a card as well. So there's the other thing, friends, is when you are playing around with your things, don't wipe everything off with a paper towel, stamp it on something else. So this is kind of the technique we're going to be doing. What I love about these pigments as well is they're water reactive. So when it dries, if you mist on it, it will wick. The pigment will wick, and you can get those really fun little patterns in the background. So we're going to do that too. And just to give you an idea, when I was messing around, look at this background I made. So this was using these sprays as well. And you can see where all the mica floated into where the water pooled. And I have this lovely, I don't know, rainbow hippopotamus background. So I will be doing something with that as well. Right? What is that die called? Libby, friend? Fancy Circles, I think. I don't have the package, but Libby will tell us. I think it is called Fancy Circles. And Michelle, if you're going to order through Hero Arts, if you go on my blog at vickyboutin.com, there's a blog there. All my affiliate links are there too. Okay. So I listed everything that I used for that page is on vickyboutin.com at the blog. All the products I use are listed there. So that's probably the easiest thing, right? You can just check that out. This, you want to see them on black? So again, remember when we talk about different pigments? So the only colors that are going to come through are the mica on black, right? So it is dye-based, the pigment in there. So you're not going to see with the gold and fuchsia, you get a hint of the fuchsia in it, but it's pretty much just the mica that's going to be left because these are transparent. They're not opaque pigments, right? So the only thing in it that's opaque is the mica. So that's what happened here. And then here you have the leftover of the copper from the bright yellow and copper. And this one is ocean blue and gold, but there's still blue mica in it. Isn't that kind of fun? So that's what is shining through here as well. So that is it on the black. Okay. I did all the things. Aren't you shocked? But I just didn't have time to post everything. So I'm doing it on white tonight. I've heard you have a binder, Vicki brand. Anyone know? Which binder are you talking about, Carrie? There's one from like the beginning, early days of Vicki Boutin. It was turquoise with a big gold flower on the front, and all the stencils that have holes in the side, binding holes, were meant to fit in that. So I had a storage binder, and the stamps fit in there, and the dies fit in there, and the stencils fit in there. It is long gone, long gone. Okay. So if that's what you're talking about, that binder is long gone. But yes, definitely. Thank you. Natalie just put the post up. So if you want to see all of the products that I use, get the name, the SKU for it. And if you want to shop through Hero Arts, you can get them all on that link that Natalie just shared. Okay. All right, let's do the thing. So I have 2 different stencils that we could use, and I might use both. I don't know. We'll see how wild and crazy. So you're going to laugh. Like I said, the sprays really have a mind of their own. Remember the crazy friend you take out and she's talking to everybody and you can't keep track of her? That's what so I'm going to make a little space around me. And one of these paper towels is going in my shirt as well, like a lobster bib. Right? I need an apron, but I don't have one. So I am making this space so when I spray, the off spray stays here. I don't have a spray box or anything handy. So we're just going to do this. So we are going to put pigment onto the stencil. Okay. So I don't have to clean it up tonight. I'm going to spray it on this because I want the pigment on the stencil, not through the stencil. Okay. So I'm just getting this going. Like I said, if you don't have 2-tone metallic sprays, but you have your Color Shine or your any of your Ranger sprays or Dina Wakley, any of them, and that's what you want to use tonight, you know you can still play at the party. Okay, so I just have to prime this. You have to watch too, because sometimes you have to wash these. So we'll see if this is going to work for me tonight, because I have not done my due diligence and cleaned my sprayer. I have not. So this one might not work tonight, because you have to soak these and get all the mica out because it clogs the sprayers. Okay. So guess what? I'm not a quitter. Maybe it's not going to spray tonight. Then I'll just pour it on here so I still can get all that lovely magic. Right. So I'm just going to spray a little bit on here, pour a little on. Okay. Super heavily pigmented. That's all I need. And what I'm going to do is mist it, and I'm just going to drag my stencil through it. Okay. So I am just going to do this and get the pigment on my stencil. So see, now I have a stencil covered in this deliciousness. It's plastic, right? So it's going to kind of resist, but we'll just make it do what we want. So I will put a little bit of water on here. So it's going to go where I want it to. I'm going to move this aside so I can still use that pigment. Okay. I'm going to put this on my background. Like this. Okay. Now, it did not flow around very much, did it? So let's just do a little bit more water on here. It's very pretty. It's going to be very pretty. But I want some more. So what do? We add more water. Okay. Now I'm going to take a paper towel and I'm going to press into it. But I don't want this pigment to go everywhere. So I want it to go into my paper towel. The other thing you could press into it if you had it is a second sheet of paper, right? You could go in with second sheet of paper. So I'm going to go do this again. So some of that bled through. I'm totally okay with that. But I want to pick up as much of that magenta violety color so I can go in now with a second color. So on my craft mat, I'm going to put a little bit of the bright yellow and copper. You could go in with distress ink if you wanted to, right? You could go in with distress ink if you wanted to. I'm just going to pour a little bit on my mat. And I'm going to pick it up with a blending tool. Okay. Oh, it's so yummy and shimmery. So I have one ready. And this is the blending tool I'm going to use. So I'm going to pick up that pigment. I'm going to mist it so it will move around. Okay. And now we're going to put this contrasty orangey color through the stencil. Not everywhere. And then we're going to lift it up. Now, the longer your stencil sits on here, the more that pigment that's kind of flown around on plastic, which is not going to absorb any of it, right? The more it will kind of wick through. You'll see what I'm talking about. See when you lift, but it's so pretty. Now, if you don't clean your stencil off, you're not going to get a true magenta when you lift. You're going to get some of that yellowy bit, right? So I'm just going to wipe a little bit of that off this side, and I'm going to drag my stencil through the magenta that's left on the background here, and we'll do one more placement of pigment. This color is everything. Okay, so I'm just putting it on. I'm going to drag my stencil like we did. Okay. And I am going to place another application of this pigment. Ish here. Okay. We're going to press into it again. And we're going to put some of that other one underneath. Like I said, it is not for the faint of heart. You're going to have some pigment on you. Let's put some more of that orangey, yellowy goodness, bright yellow and copper down. So for me, this is kind of a way to add these sprays in a controlled manner. Could you spray it through a stencil? 100% you could. But I love now that we're getting the negative and the positive of this pattern. Okay. So let's just pick that pigment up. Okay, and we're going to go through again through the stencil. You can pounce it in there. Okay, and I'm just creating this background. So it's not taking a long time, right? Could you spray through it? You could if you wanted to, right? And then lift. And look at that one. Less water, way more defined, isn't it? Love that. So let me hold that up. So I'm going to quickly wipe this up because it's a little bit of a mess, right? Because it is, but it's good. It's a good mess. Now, really, if I had all the time in the world and I wasn't doing this live, I would use this on something else. I wouldn't wipe it up on a paper towel because it's just a waste of your product, right? You could pick that up, put more water on it, do the kissing technique with your leftover pigment. But do you notice I did not use anything wet to start? I used dry to clean up the majority of the mess. And then I'll just wash my stencil and my mat after. But if you would have put this in or use a baby wipe, you just reconstitute that heavily pigmented spray and it makes a mess. So that is my base for my layout. Okay, I'm going to heat gun that, but look how pretty that is. I love it. And you can't see it here. I'll show you later, but there is the little bit of the mica and sparkle in there as well. I love this color combo, and I love that it makes the yellow and the magenta-y color, this fuchsia, make this beautiful secondary color in this. I don't even know what you would call it. It's not really a red, but it does the magenta and the yellow make this really pretty red color. Okay, so let me get my heat gun. We'll give this a quick blast. Actually, we have other work to do, so I'm not even going to heat gun this yet. I'm going to set it aside. Okay, so I did not separate. I'm doing this on foundations paper as well. It works really well with all these wet mediums. So even though there's a little buckle to it right now, it will dry flat as the moisture leaves the background. So let's set it aside. Setting it aside. Now I want to do something for my fluorescent background so we can stamp some flowers. So we're going to use, do we want to keep it still kind of shiny? That could be fun, right? So now I have my fluorescent texture paste. So I think that on there, some orange would be fun. The yellow and the pink. I'm going to go with those. Okay. So I'm going to do some kissing technique on here. We'll dry it. We're going to stamp and fussy cut flowers out of it, right? Vicki, have you tried using Lindy's Gang Magicals? I have not. I have not ever used those. I see beautiful work done with them, but I've never used those. So this is going to be like an acid trip. Not that I know anything about that. I don't know what I'm talking about, but it's going to be totally neon bright, funkalicious color. Okay, so let's do this. So I grabbed, I'm saying so a lot. I apologize if it's really annoying. I have to like practice that, right? How do you not say so when you're pausing for your thought? Any tips? I don't know. Like, I think you'd have to go to one of those, psychedelic, right? It's going to be psychedelic. One of those public speaking conferences where they say, do this, Vicki, so you don't sound like a dingling. I'm going to use a texture paste. Let's see if the iridescent will make this sparkly. I think it should. And you need water. Okay. So let's go in with pink first. And we're going to go fast, right? We're going to go fast. So I'm just going to put some down. Oh my goodness, I love it. We're going to wet it because this needs to be flowy like watercolor, right? Okay, you know me, got to clean up a little bit. Let's put a little bit of iridescent in there. Okay, get a little sparkle. And now we're going to mix it around. If you had a paintbrush, it would work better. But, right, Vicki's just using what she's got. You don't want this to be thick. It needs to be the consistency of watercolor. So I'm going to mix this in. And I don't know if we'll get much sparkle out of this because they are milky paints, right? But we might get some. I think we will. I think it's going to happen. Okay, I'm going to put some more water. And with this one, I even think I want to float it into a wet background. So what we're doing is just making a background that we can then later come and stamp on. So I'm going to put some of that pink down. Oh, yeah. Look at that. So see how thick it is. So that's why I get that kind of pattern when I lift my background. But that's okay. We will just put some water on there, right? Okay. Love it. Whisk that around. Got some pink. Wipe that up. I love neon. I just bought a shirt in this color. Can you dig it? I just bought a beautiful blouse in this color. I saw it and went, oh yes, get in my cart. So let's float, because these colors will make another color too when I blend them, right? So let's go in with this yellow, which is called Lemon Sour. So you can use any neon paints. I think Dina Wakely just came out with some neons too, a couple releases ago. And because she works with Ranger, you'll be able to still get that product. You know, with me, you might still be able to find them, but they are one and done. You know, with Vicki, whatever we come out with, it's very hard for me to get it where it is an evergreen product. So when you see it, if you like it, I would recommend you don't wait because you won't get it. So some of that pink is still on my background. So my yellow is not going to be true yellow. It's going to already have some of the pink in it. See? But I don't care. It doesn't matter. It's really the purpose of this is just to make something pretty, dry it, and stamp on it. And I love it already. What was I doing? This. Iridescent. Okay. So again, let's kind of blend that together. And then we'll put some water in it. Like I said, I don't know if the iridescent is going to be covered in the milkiness of the paint or if it will sparkle through. Oh, it's there. I can see it. It's very subtle and pretty. Love it. Okay. So I don't know if I need all of that. So for the beginning, so I have less pigment, I'm going to put some on my palette knife. And then I will put the water in. I love this color. And then let's just blend it with a paintbrush because that is easier. So you want this to not be chunky. So I have lots, I'm going to take some of those out and I'm going to blend this. I want it to flow around. So when I put it down, it isn't like the consistency of watered acrylic. I want it to be more like a watercolor. So let's put one more blast of water. Let's feed that in so I can have yellow and what color I get when I mix yellow and pink. Right? So can I get a, oh my goodness, look at that orange I'm getting on there too. It's very wet though, Vicki, you ruined everything. So let's put a little bit more of that on. And we're going to tap some of this into that wet pink too, because I think that will be cool. Mist. This makes me happy. And I have to say, what's the weather like where you live? So the weather where I live should be summery, but it is Arctic. And I have to say that I'm annoyed by that, in case you were wondering. Like, I am ready for it to get warmer out here, and it's not. And it's really making me bitter. I'm feeling a little bit bitter about that. So I'm going to say that's good. We're just going with it, right? It is not perfection tonight. It is just get some stuff on here. It's in the 80s. I'm very jealous of that. I just want you to know that. Like, we're talking like you needed a jacket and pants and boots and a toque today. So let's look. Can we blend some of these colors by just kind of bleeding it together? Let's see what we can get. Woo! Look at that color, the orange. Oh, we got a nugget. There's a nugget on there. Get off there, nugget. Okay, making a mess. I'm making a mess. Want some of that kind of pure yellow in there. So look what I just did. Took it off my palette knife, but it's going to be too thick. So I have to put some water on that. Just blending it around a little bit. And let's go in with the orange, and then we will stamp some flowers on here. Let me break some of that pigment up. Okay. Some orange. Let's clean that off so it is not. Put some orange down. We're going to dry it, and then we can put a couple. We are in southern Michigan, and we have been having some warm days and then still getting chilly at night. Yeah, it is. We're talking cold, and I would like my plants to not die. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping that it will correct itself. It's supposed to warm up next week. So I'm hoping that's true facts, right? It doesn't trick me. Okay, let's go in here. Hi, Lisa. Can't wait to see me in August. You're going to be in Spokane. That's where that is, right? Is that where you're going to see me in August? Yeah, I guess that would be, because that's what a dum-dum I am, right? That's the only place I'm going to be in August. Right? That is where I'm going to be. I'm not going to be anywhere else, right? My pool is open. My pool has been open for a month. But no one's going in it unless you're a polar bear. It's craziness, right? Stephen, I had no choice but to purchase my plants. The people were crazy. Like it was a madhouse in the garden center. If I would not have purchased my plants, I would not be getting any. Especially, we love ferns. We really love, because I can't kill a fern, right? So we went and bought them before, way early, right? And then I just keep them on the covered porch close to the house and hope for the best. Everything looks like there's a few brown leaves out there, but I think we're okay. Will you and Lael head up to Priest Lake at all? I think so, Lisa. I think that they're taking us somewhere, but Vicki I'm a go with the flow. Like I literally will show up there and whatever they tell me we're doing is what I'm doing. You know what I mean? But we are staying a couple extra days, but I don't think our flights are booked or anything yet. So you'll see this orange is going pretty yellow. So we'll see what we get when we put this down. Okay. But I think it's going to be a little different. Let's see what we get in this corner, because that's the only place I really have anywhere to put pigment down. So I think so. I think that's what we're doing. Good answer, right? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what Priest Lake is. So maybe I'm doing that. Is it a like vacation area? Is it like a tourist area? I don't know anything. Like you guys, I get off planes half the time, places I'm going, and I have no clue what I should see, what I should be doing. That's like when I go to Australia, I'm going to be hitting up all my friends and going, who lives near here? I'm going to be in Melbourne. Who wants to come hang out with me that day? Me and Devin. Devin's coming with me. So, you know what I mean? I don't know if I'm coming or going half the time. Okay, so now I'm going to heat set this and we'll figure out if we got enough business going on. We'll figure out if we have enough business or if we need to add anything. Let's use this tonight. I always laugh when people are like, you should have this tool or try this tool. And I'm like, friends, I have most of them in my drawer. It's just a matter of if I pulled it out or not. So everybody always wants me to use my heat it tool. Well, there we go. I have one. I just don't remember to do the things sometimes. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh yeah, I should pull that out. Okay. So I want to stamp on this. So I'm just taking some of the moisture out now. Hi, Brenda. Because this doesn't blow much, it makes me feel like I'm not doing anything. But it's better because it's not blowing everything everywhere. It's just kind of adding the heat and drying the things, right? Oh my goodness, I love the color where the pink and the yellow blended and where the orange went in. And there are big pools of water, so I am going to lift some of that. Again, because Vicki is a little impatient. I can't wait too, Tracy. We're going to have the best time. Yeah, I'm very excited for the cruises, for the land classes. I have never been to Australia, so this is going to be a really fun experience. I've been to New Zealand a number of times. Absolutely love that. So this will be a whole new experience for me. Okay, I think that's a big chunk there. And then I can see all the sparkling iridescence in here. But this has to be dried so we can stamp on it, right? So I might have to switch over to my other heat gun too. Hi, Tolly, how are you? Yep, watching you whilst I water my vegetable garden, hoping that saves them from any frost tonight, right? So crazy. This weather. It should not be this cold this time of year, right? That's my husband, who is a golfer, is like, it should not be freezing when we go out golfing. And I'm like, well, maybe just stay home. Don't go golfing all the time. Poor Rich. So this definitely takes longer, friends, this heat gun, right? But it won't bake your paper like the other one. So the warping is because it's wet, but I don't care because we're just fussy cutting out of this, right? So we're going to do something because I think this will be fun to put a little bit of tone on tone pattern. All right. Okay. Good enough is what I say. You're setting up a tea time for tomorrow. Yeah. He has all of they're crazy. So there is sparkly iridescence in this. I love it. Can you see that shine in there? You got to see your granddaughter after 6 months. That is so nice. That is excellent. Good for you. Okay. So what am I going to do? I'm going to do tone on tone now with the same pigments, just to add a little bit of pattern. So what are we going to do? I'm going to put a little bit now of the neon in some areas, right on the pink on the pink, the yellow on the yellow, maybe the orange on the yellow. I don't know. Let's see. These ones are a little dried out because they've been around for a long time. So it'll still work. Grab a stencil brush or your blending tool, whatever you want to use, right? I'm going to mist this a little bit just because that will get this working, right? Oh, it's going to be good. And I am going to go in and just tone on tone a couple areas with that pink. So when we stamp, we have a little bit of lovely pattern. Okay. I don't want it everywhere. I just want a little bit of that on here. This is going to be crazy. This whole layout is going to be crazy. Okay, add that a little bit. Okay, lovely. And now I'm not even going to clean anything. I'm going to put the yellow right on here, and that should make my kind of orangey color. Clean off my palette knife so I don't contaminate. This makes me happy. This is like candy to me. These colors just remind me of like cotton candy yumminess. It's like Katy Perry or something on a page, right? It's the same here. We don't plant anything. I just have my containers, and they're like, and it's Celsius here. So they're like, as long as it doesn't dip below 7. And I'm like, okay, well, it was 6 last night, 6 degrees Fahrenheit, which is crazy for this time of year. Okay, so I am going to use some of that yellow with the pink to make the orange, because I really love that color. Okay, and then I'll come back, clean my brush off, and use it just as the yellow as well. If I could have a shirt with this orange and the pink together, it would be like the best day of my life. I love that. Isn't that pretty? Now let's clean up and do another with just the yellow. So we got to clean all this. So what we'll do is mist, move this, and we'll do 2 steps at once. Okay. If we clean this on the paper towel, it should clean my stencil brush at the same time. I love that color. Like, I love that color. That is like everything. And now my stencil's clean, right? I just cleaned the stencil. Right? And just another couple mists. Make sure there's not a ton of pigment on there. So now my stencil brush is ready to go too. So let's go into the yellow. And stencil. Do some of that. I don't know if we'll see this, right? We should. Yep, good enough. Okay, let's give it a quick blast. And now this area, I put too much in, so let's see if I can cheat and break some of that up. Yep. I just didn't want all that solid stenciling, because when I go to stamp my flower, I just want a hint of it. Okay, good. We'll dry it. We'll wipe this off quickly. I don't know, like we have like Lisa Frank stickers going on from my 80s, 90s childhood, right? Need to put my side pony in and my windbreaker on for tonight's little lesson. Love it. Hi, Kari. How are you? Work party, right? Work always getting in the way of our crafting, but crafting is my work. So you could use this as a full background, right? But we're going to stamp some flowers on it because I was completely inspired. Oops, I just look, you see what I just did? Wiped it all off. I was completely inspired by Nicole's card using the print shop stamps. And I'm like, that's fun. So let's do that for our background, like our elements on this page. So this whole page is going to be used. I'm going to stamp flowers on it, and we're going to fussy cut and make a layout. So the only other thing that we're going to need, those stencil brushes are Vicki Boutin stencil brushes. Vicki Boutin. American Crafts just put them on clearance, so make sure. I'm going to order a bunch of them because that means that they're done, like everything. I'll keep using them, but they're going to be hard to find soon. So if you love the stencil brushes, I'm going to put a big order in if you want to restock. I love them. So you see, I use the blending brush for some things, but I like my stencil brush for other things, right? It's a good tool. So I am going to be putting in a big order. So I'll probably buy out whatever remaining stock they have, just so we have them somewhere. But they are, I think, on my website, vickiboutin.com. I think they are up there. I have a box of them, so if not, I need to add them. Okay, let's do the things. So this is dry-ish now. So what we want to do now is go in and stamp. So this is a set that Nicole used, and I was loving it. So she used this, I believe, with some of the circle stamps as well. Oh, let's do one more thing. We're going to do one more thing because we can. So this is a new stamp coming out from Hero Arts, and you know I love their text stamps. What makes this one special is look at all the open space. The pattern's not super tight. So I like when I stamp on here, it will still leave lots of color in the pattern underneath. Marvine, question, how do you know when to use what brush? I find that these blending brushes don't do as well with thick mediums. So you know when I'm going to use this and I want a thinner application of it, I will use this brush because I find the bristles are longer. It's easier to clean. These are very tight and compact, so I find it's a little bit harder to clean. So I will use these more with things that are closer to ink, like very watered down ink base, not too wet. Okay. I will use this more with my mediums, heavier mediums, right? This one is called Positive Script. And definitely, again, just check it out if you're going to look for this stamp. On my blog, I've linked with all of my share sale links. Okay, friends? So I do love it. When Libby sent me the catalog and she said, go in and pick what you'd like to use. And this definitely was going into my cart. So I don't know if I want to stamp on black on here. I think I would like to stamp in a closer color. So let's see what we can do. Let's see what, I'm going to go in archival now, right? Because if I went in with distress ink on here, it's not going to stay. I need a more permanent ink. So let's see what pink raspberry is going to look like on here. And I'm going to do it actually in the lighter color. Let's see what happens. Okay. So let's just ink that up. I did not clean the stamp, so let's hope for the best that the black doesn't come off. I better wipe it and make sure. Remember, Vicki has been running around like a chicken with her head cut off lately, managing a lot of things like, where are the albums? Have they shipped? When are they going to arrive? Calling the shipping company because now we have a holiday weekend. How's that going to affect the shipping? And then I just want to make pretty things. Can't somebody else take care of this? Yeah. I love the teaching part. I find that dealing with product sourcing these days, and I would think any company that you talk to is going to say the same thing. It's still a nightmare. You know what I mean? We're not in a pandemic anymore, but we still have the aftershocks. So just dealing with all that stuff, right, is a little bit of a nightmare. So with that being said, I was not a diligent stamp cleaner. I was just trying to get it done. I did not want to disappoint my friend, Libby. So I had to just get it done. My poor sister-in-law came to deliver something, and I'm like, I cannot talk now. And she's like, okay, you crazy lady. And I'm like, I know, right? Let's see. Is it going to be pretty? Oh my goodness. I absolutely freaking love that. So let's clean it off and do a different color. Actually, I'm going to stamp whatever's left. So I have another section up here maybe. Just a little bit. I don't want, see, just a hint. Let's go in with a different color. Layer, 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 right? Layer, layer, layer. Yeah, my sister-in-law, I'm like, I don't live a drop-in kind of life. Like people want to drop in. I'm like, no, we have to schedule things because I might not have pants on. It is serious. Rich, it is a running joke in this house because I will wake up. I will often, Kari has messaged me because she's up earlier than I am. I message her back and then realize there's something I have to go do. And I just roll out of bed in my tank top and start working. And Rich will say, oh, is it a pants optional day? I'm like, sure is. I got things to do. No time to put pants on. So you can't just drop by, or, well, you can, but I'm going to answer the door with no pants on. So just be ready for it, right? You can't drop in. I have to have an idea because I work all the time, right? I'm going to go in with spice marmalade. I think orange on here will be funky fun. Again, I don't want to ink this whole stamp, so I'm only going to ink areas. I don't want a whole block of pattern. Freaking love this stamp so much. And I don't want to stamp everything. I want some areas that don't have stamping, but let's go in here a little bit. Love it. And one more. And now let's just do the things. Totally love that. Okay. So now we have a little bit of ink, like right here that's all kinds of magic right there. See, if it was distress, I could go and add water and break this up. You can't do it with this ink. It's on there, right? But there is one thing I can do, and I'm going to because it's my prerogative, is, let's try it with yellow. I'm going to put some paint drips right on there. And my dogs warn me when someone is coming. Well, I've been to Michelle's house, right? You can't, Well, people could kind of sneak up on you. She's got this beautiful, big, huge door, but yeah, your dogs would bark, I'm sure, right? With me, I will often be like, Rich, you need to get the door. No pants. It's not a lie, friends. It's not a lie. Because, you know, I'm an old lady. I have some heat issues. I'm going to do this too. Let's put some of these drips on too. Oh, yeah, I like that. Okay. It's all over me. I love it. Oh, where's that? The magenta one here. Because now we can tie some of that background color in now, right? For our layout. Now watch, you don't get this on your cat. This is heavy pigment. So they're going down in really dark dots, but I would like some of these to be a little bigger. So let's do this. And just wick some water into it so we can have some watery dots too. Now, let's see. Let's make some. There we go. So I just diluted the pigment with some water. And we'll put a couple of those down. And I'm going to pick some of that up. Those dark ones. A lot of pigment. Right? Do you notice I roll my tissue around? Because if you don't, you could redeposit pigment, right? Concentrating. I'll talk to you in a minute. You're like, oh my goodness, this is the quietest I've ever heard, Vicki. I know, I'm doing the things. Okay, that makes me feel better because now I don't have just that solid thing of text, right? So let's see with the yellow. Can I get some neon in here? We'll try. Oh my goodness, that is the best day of my life right there. Look at that right there. Oh my goodness. Can you see that? I'll hold that up. That yellow in full freaky funness is going to be so pretty on there. Let's do that. There's a whole bunch of magic going on here. That has to come up because mud is happening right there. We lifted it. One more drop. We still have a layout to make, Vicki. This is what happens, right? I start doing the mixed media and it's all over. So what I'm excited for too with that Panama Canal one is that we have 5 days at sea. So we are going to teach 3 classes on that one. And I'm going to give you like time off because I'm of the school that we shouldn't spend the entire time on a cruise in the craft room, right? So see that color? I love it so much. Yeah, the neon on I love these, right? And you don't have to do neon to make it look totally like neon, right? Neon too can just be bright. And so that's what I'm trying to accomplish here. And I love that that yellow is sitting on top of that pink. It's very pretty. Just got to watch because some of it is going a little browner than I would like. The Panama cruise announcement will be going up, I would say probably, maybe even tomorrow. The website's ready. I just have to, when I'm done tonight, just go and make sure I don't want to change anything because Sherry makes, or Sherry, her name is spelt like my friends who say Sherry, but she makes the website for me, and then I just have to go and confirm the information or if I want to change anything, and then it will go live. And I'm very excited about that one. So that will be 2025. So that gives you plenty of time to make your plans, to do a payment plan if you want to. Very fun, right? It's going to be very fun. And it's going to be on Celebrity, which I've never cruised on before. So it'll be a first for me too. Very excited about it. Okay, let's just dry this. Like I said, this heat gun is slower. It's a little bit slower drying, especially with these that are a little bit more like an acrylic. Okay, I'm going to get the other one because I don't have any patience for this. So it's in February. It is in February. It is 11 days. It leaves from Florida. I don't remember which port, if it's Miami or Fort Lauderdale. It will travel to Cartagena and then goes through the Panama Canal. And then it goes to Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao. And we have 5 days at sea. So it is going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome, right? And the ship is called Icon, and it's a new one. And we were docked beside it when Rich and I went on our cruise out of Puerto Rico. And I said to him, that is beautiful. I really think we need to do one of our bigger cruises, like how Australia is one of the bigger cruises, like Greece, Alaska. Like I always do the ones that are the Caribbean, right? So they're a little bit more affordable. And this one is an 11-day one. So, and 3 classes, and way more time together in the crop room. So it's a little bit bigger one. And that's why I wanted to wait till 2025. So it gives you guys time that you can budget a little bit more for it, right? It's going to be good though. Very excited. Okay, friends, I think we're good. Let's stamp some flowers. Are we going to be here until 11 again tonight, Vicki? Holy Mackinac. But all I care about is if I get the flowers and show you them on the background. I can finish the layout off camera if I have to. Sorry, got to clean up a little bit now because the messy stuff is done. And I don't want to put my arm or anything in it. So get rid of everything. Thank you, friends, for coming to the party. But now it's time to leave. Right. There we go. Vicki's got a mess everywhere. I know they message me and they're like, Vicki, you keep talking about this cruise. We have a huge waiting list. And we can't book anybody because you haven't signed the contract. So I did it. I got it done today. So if you have been hounding them and you're like, come on, guys. Come on, Vicki. I want to book. It's coming. Okay? It's coming. I heard you. So I'm going to use this stamp set. So I'm going to pick areas that I think are really pretty. And we're going to stamp some of these. I think it's going to be very lovely. And then fussy cut them. And you will see then how these are like contained funk loveliness. Okay. Let's do it. So I'm going to go in. I have some Gina K ink here because that's what is in front of me. And it should stamp nicely on here. Any flower stamps that you have will work beautifully. You just want to make sure there's not a lot of detail and they have lots of open area. Okay. So let's pick somewhere where I think is really pretty. Let's start with this one right here. I pressed too hard. Look what I did. Because these are inexpensive stamps, right? I can't wait. I'm going to start doing some stamp design, friends. We're going to have some new ones coming. Don't press as hard. Much better. Okay. I will give this ink a blast too. You're swatching your Gina K. I love her. Gina is my friend. I love her very much. Let's do some of these too. The little one. Stamp in the yellow. Hello, Brienne. How are you? I love my stamps too. I just would like to do some of these in better quality, right? Just for the crispness. But like I always say, the art is pretty. They will get you some pretty effects. You get what you pay for, right? Let's do it. Let's do a yellow one over here too. So I'm going to stamp them. And what I love is I can pick the area I want to highlight, right? These are going to be really pretty. I wish they had dies with them. That is one thing I'm going to say. Because I know some of you are like, so we have to fussy cut this? Yes. Yes, you do. Because these don't come with dies. But guess what? One of the sets in my fall collection, I believe, are going to have dies with it. And I picked the flower set. Because I'm like, if we're going to have dies, I want flower dies. So we'll do more of those, but I'm going to go now to this guy too. The Epson Picture Mate. Where are we talking about that? My favorite. Neon Party on a Page. I love it, Marnie. Was Amy talking about the Epson Picture Mate? Which stamps are the flowers? They are from Print Shop. Print Shop. So it was a floral set from Print Shop. And I was inspired because Nicole used them on her cards today. And I was like, thank you very much, my friend. I'm going to pull those suckers out and use them. Where does this one want to go? Maybe right there. Have a little bit of everything on that one. Love it. Now you won't see a ton on here, but I'm going to leave the center in there, so you will see that. Maybe I'm a liar. One here. Ooh, that's pretty close. It's pretty close. Go back to the big guy. Just put it on the other side. Clean my mat off. That was silly, Vicki. Uh-oh. Did I ruin everything? No, it came off. Don't do that again, though, Vicki. Because that's elbow grease cleanup. So I was trying to be a cheater. Don't be a cheater. Okay. Boop, boop. Few more, and let's fussy cut them and see what they look like, because that's when the magic's going to happen. Now, contain funk, right? By containing it in something, you have these lovely backgrounds, but when you stamp and cut the pattern out, then it's going to be super pretty. So let's heat set, and I want to show you what these are going to look like. Did I just put my boob on that? I have a top on I really love tonight. And then I think I just leaned across my ink pad and rest my breast assist in it. Don't do that, right? So I'll show you now when we cut some of these out. I just want to make sure, because I'm going to be handling it to cut it, that the ink is dry, okay? So I don't smudge it. Oh, there's no sneaks of the fall collection yet, not even close. We still have Christmas, right? Christmas is already coming out. I haven't even done a walkthrough of it, but I saw my friend Paige got her Christmas collection arrived today or yesterday. So I'm hoping American Crafts, mine isn't far behind, because I get jelly, right? I get jelly, but the fall collection is, you guys are going to freaking love it. I'm telling you, you're going to love it. It is probably one of my favorites to date. I really have even though I'm a lover of rainbow and the bright colors, my fall collections are near and dear to my heart. Like Print Shop was fall, Storyteller, what else, friends? Fernwood, all of those fall ones that are a little bit earthier. You are going to freaking love this new one. Just telling you now, be prepared for it. When that pre-order goes up for the weekend event, you're going to want in on it. I really feel like that fall one has a little bit of for everyone. So it will definitely be a different from Where to Next. It is a general line, so just pretty icons. But I put my all into the words. Like I sit and I pick every phrase, every word, every title. The fonts are selected. There's a lot of work that goes into the collections. And I feel why you guys keep coming back and you enjoy them is because I'm a paper crafter who designs my collections, right? I actually use this stuff. So I always have in mind what I think people would like or what I feel maybe is missing. So I try to touch on all those things. So I really think you're going to love the fall collection. Yeah, it's earthy, but it's not like there's some purple in it is really beautiful. Like this one is, I have to say, when we're finished it and we do the product walkthrough at the end, and I said to Melissa, oh my goodness, Melissa, this one is going to be a huge hit. Do you see what I'm saying now? Look at how pretty these are. Where is Pretoria? Where is that, Galan? Help me with my geography. Where is Pretoria? I want to know. And I'm sorry you can't sleep. That's never fun, right? Yeah, it's a good one, I have to say. I really, really love this collection. I can't wait. Right? Because you think we work on it. South Africa. Oh my goodness. Yes, you should be sleeping, but I'm happy to have you here with me. Us, not just me, all of us. Okay, let's put one more here. I don't want to waste this beautifulness right here. Okay, give it a little blast. See if I can fit one more. It's so pretty, I don't want to waste it. Oh, is that Rich? Riley? Who's coming down here? It's Rich.
I had to stop working. It turned into winter.
I know. Rich said he had to stop working because it turned into winter. I can't get a full one, but I'm going to use it anyway. It is not warm here, friends, in southern Ontario. Had to stop working. It's 9:30. Like I think it's okay. And I have a hard time because I'm like, there's still stuff that needs to be done, but sleep is still important, right? That's what I tried to tell myself. Vicki, sleep is still important. I'm trying to cut as close to the pattern as possible so I can still get as many in there as I can. But let me show you. We'll do that big yellow one down there too. This is one of my favorite things to do is stamp on mixed media art, right? And customize flowers and then layer them on a high contrast background. So I really feel like this is going to be pretty. And I want to get at least a couple of them out of here before I show you what it looks like on the background. Okay. Yeah, there's purples and grays, and there are, it's very pretty. It's very pretty. And I don't know, when I saw Nicole's page today, I'm like, we need to do that tonight because I loved it. And then she stamped centers in black and popped them up. So you got to make sure you go and check in the Vicki Boutin creative community and on Nicole Noah Sad's Instagram to see the card she made and give her some love. All the design team. Natalie made some beautiful 6x8 pages. Your Elise made a gorgeous layout with flowers. So you want to definitely go and give those ladies some love. And then, like I said, their design team boxes, I think everybody might have got them. I don't know if Nicole did, but I don't know. Did you get yours, Sarah? I don't know if they're probably not here anymore because Vicki goes all night here with these things, right? Color study still your favorite? Me too. I do. I love color study. So let me show you what this guy looks like because I'm going very roughly. I'm not cutting these out like a surgeon, right? But look at that one. How pretty is that? Look at these. It's going to be pretty. I'm going to cut this one out. Yay. Sorry, focused, right? When do you ever hear me not talking? I'm sure some people are, yeah, that's why I can't watch your lives because you talk too much. I hear you over there if that's what you just said. And I know. I do. It's weird because I feel like I need to fill all of the time and space with words because it's weird. Do you want to just sit and watch me? But maybe, I bet you some people do. There are probably videos that are out there that are live or just to music, or you just mute it and watch what they're doing. That one's a beauty. I love it. Yeah, the fall collection won't come out until I figure October, maybe September. But what will happen is it's a perfect Christmas present. I always say that doing that event, I will not teach that event until the new year. So we will sell it as a pre-order. It will ship and we will do the event for the fall collection. We'll have something to look forward to in late January, early February. And then Christmas will start. I will put the pre-order up for Christmas once I get where to next out of the house. I'm not putting the pre-order up. All the papers in stock, and they emailed me and said, do you want this shipment to come? And I'm like, absolutely not until I get where to next out, right? Like this one I've been holding on to forever, waiting on word about the albums. And then when I found out the albums have no planned ship date at all, because I've had people, can we wait for the where to next album? I'm like, I'm only one person. I can't do it. It has to be just get this kit. You can sell your print shop album or give it away. I will make sure I put a deal up when and if the where to next albums come in. I will make sure I put them on sale. There'll be a nice offer. And but I'm going to be designing the whole class around the album that you guys get in the kit, right? So, and it works beautifully. It'll work beautifully. The colors will work perfectly with it. I will alter it so it looks different than the one that we used. You don't have to worry. I got you. You know what I mean? Like, we will make it so it will be really pretty. Will be Christmas and album class, Stephen. It's 3 classes. So I do a 6x8 album because for December, daily documenting December. And then we do 10 layouts. So double page layouts. So 5 double page layouts and usually a bonus. And then there's a card class. And this one will be a full-on card class because the set of stamps that goes with this Christmas are ornaments. And we're going to be doing the class in October. So for anybody wanting to send Christmas cards, you will actually have your Christmas cards ready ahead, because I will come up with multiple designs using that stamp set. We will do some mixed media, so you could do mixed media Christmas cards. It's going to be fun. Look at that one, friends. So it's 3 classes. Whenever you do my weekend events, I do 3 classes and then usually a bonus. It's, I don't know, over 20 hours of just education in my classes. So when we get to where to next, I am hoping, like I said to my mom today, I'm going to kill myself when those albums arrive, which I'm fingers freaking crossed that they get here by next Wednesday so that they can make it here on the delivery on Thursday. If not, they're going to come the following Tuesday, and I'm going to be literally working 24 hours to get them to you guys. And it'll all work out. The only thing that might end up changing with the class is the prep class, which won't be the end of the world. I might have to do the prep and then on the Saturday or the Sunday. So, but we'll still do the meet and greet. But right now, everything is going to work out really nicely. We might just have to switch the prep day from the Wednesday to the weekend. So whatever I have to do, I'm going to be doing it. Whatever I have to do. I just want to make sure you guys don't quit me. I'm going to put it out there. That is where my heart is felt, is like, are people going to be so disappointed because they're going to think, if they don't read my newsletters or follow me online and they signed up for the class, are they going to think I'm just ripping them off? And it's not the case. And what is really hard as a business owner of a small business is when these things are completely out of your control. And you don't want people to think that you're not doing the job, right? And that's what I felt like. It's hard. It's hard. So just don't quit me. That's all I ask. I will make sure. Here's the other thing. It lights a fire in my belly. So this is going to probably be the best class you've ever taken, because I'm going to need to buy your love. We say, right? That's where Vicki will be. I'm going to feel the need to overcompensate and buy your love. 100%. Right? Because a lot of people don't know. They aren't on the lives, or don't follow me really a lot on the socials. So they're like, I put my pre-order in February. And I'm like, I know, because if I didn't take the pre-order, I wouldn't get product, because I had all the paper like a long time ago, right? So it has been kitted and waiting, but I was waiting on the album and didn't find out I wasn't getting the album until way late. I should have known that way before I did, because I could have made concessions earlier. I might have had other opportunities to do something else. But at that point, it was literally like, if I don't take the print shop albums, we're not going to have anything. I even tried. There's a really pretty one with simple stories. It didn't really match, but I could have made it work. But I would have emptied their entire stock. Their entire order would have gone to that. And I'm like, that scares me. What if we don't have enough, right? We would have been in the same boat. We would never be disappointed. You have the biggest heart, and it shows. Thank you, Amy. But it is, right? It is worrisome when you run a small business. And I'm sure I have lots of friends out there that might not be in this business, but that they have their own things they have to deal with, right? Look how pretty these are. So let's cut a couple of these out. I want just some orange, just so we can see the different colors. And then let's see what they're going to look like on our background. One quick heat blast. My favorite comment, and with this, you guys made me feel better with this one, was as long as you're keeping us in the know of what's happening, we're good. And I'm like, that is completely a fair comment. And I will make sure that I keep sending the information out, right? So you guys know. So I called the freight company and I'm like, how do I know exactly where this is and when it's going to be delivered? And they put me on some kind of, so I get email alerts. So I know exactly when it hits Western New York. And then I can get on them saying, okay, you need to deliver that now. They'll love me, right? So I'm on it. We are on it between Rich and I. That's what he was out there is building boxes and get everything ready. So as soon as they are here, I already told Riley, I said, be prepared. It's going to be a whole family affair. Every single person in this house is going to be helping to get our VBoo crew happy. So it'll be good. Off to bed. See you later, Stephen, because you have work tomorrow, right? Yeah, they're not available. That's what a lot of people are like. I don't want the album. I'll just buy it from another store. I'm like, you won't, because no one has them, right? It's not just a me problem. It's a everybody. No one has Where to Next albums. They have not shipped to anyone. So you can't find it in Joanne stores. You can't find it online. There are no albums yet. And I don't know when they're going to ship. But like I said, I will do something. So when the albums and the page protectors ship, I will put them on a special sale. Look how pretty that is. So if you guys still want to get the album, which I'm hoping you do, because it is beautiful, right? And maybe I'll do something mini with it. We'll do like a little mini thing with it so that you still see what you could use it or how you could use it. But yeah, no one has them. Because that's what I've had a couple people say, oh, don't worry about it. I'll just buy it on my own. I'm like, well, if you can find it, you let me know. Right? Because I just had to cancel a humongous order, right? Yeah, so it'll be fine. And it's going to be beautiful. For the cruise, I used the print shop album. Do you want to see it? Let me show you quick. I will have 50 of these kits too, but I have not posted it yet. But this is what I've been working on this week. So I have to decide what I'm going to put on here. This one is for the Alaska cruise. So it says vacay, and then I have to decide, is it going to be vacay lover or vacay set sail? I haven't decided because it's a cruise, right? So vacay lover or vacay set sail. Isn't it fun? So this one is going to be really pretty. So I did finish that actually just today. Showed my mom. My mom got to see it. It's very pretty. It is a mix of Heidi Swap, Simple Stories, and a little bit of Where to Next in here. But it is a fun one. You know I love these albums. So this one is all cruise themed. Very fun. So I will share it with my cruise friends later. And now I got to finish the layouts and write the instructions, and that one will be done. And I have to tell you guys, every time something is finished, what do you guys feel like? I'm like, it's such a sense of accomplishment, right? So let's cut out this flower, and then let's see what they're going to look like on the background. Love it. One more flower. So like I have to take a look at what Nicole did. I think all her centers were black, right, Nat? So I'll show you because this is really pretty. She might have only used this set. I don't know. So she took, right, these centers. Boop. Love it. Right, so we can do center like that. And I wonder, did she do them with the circle set? For some reason, I thought one of the stamps from the circle set was a center. Maybe I'm wrong. I think maybe I'm wrong. It must have all been off this one for sure she used. It just was so cute. Okay, just so I can show you what the center looks like. I like to stamp them separately and then pop them with a foam dot. You could stamp it directly in the center of these stamps because they were made for that. So if you did want to do one, right, with just the center in it, you can, or you can stamp it and pop it into the middle. That's what I would do, so I'm just going to go with it. Okay. And then you can just pop that in the center. And we'll look. So I'm just going to cut it out kind of wonky. For our psychedelic flowers. And it gives you an idea how cute these are, right? Just popped in the center. Love it. Okay, let's see what this is going to look like on our crazy sprayed background. Oops. Here we go. It's all dry now. Is it? Yep. I think it's dry-ish. So when I cut all these out, I have to decide what the design is going to be. But these are going to be beautiful on here. Right? Let's grab. Okay, you know what I got to do? It's got to happen because it's driving me crazy. So give me a second. This has to be run through the mink. Flatten my page right out. So friends, if you weren't aware, if you haven't been around for a while, I leased a new space that is going to be VBoo headquarters. And I can't wait. Do you guys want me to share all my decor ideas? So it's not going to be like a scrapbook studio per se. It will be a mix. So there is a board room in the space. And I'm going to put a little mini office in there, right? So I found some lockers in rainbow colors. So I'm going to have some lockers in the space. I think I'm going to go with a green velvet sofa and yellow chairs for the table in there. So I think it's going to be pretty funky. It's going to be a lot of funky color. I want to do different art installations on the one wall. So I'm going to have like an inspiration wall where I put paper swatches for each collection are going to go up, and then I can switch it out every collection. So those are all going to go on clipboards. I'm going to do a whole wall of clipboards, and then I'm going to put paper on there. It's going to be fun, right? Yeah, it's like the doodle flowers because we did those on neon, right? We did them on neon. So what I do, this is the mink, the Heidi Swap mink that you can do foiling. But what it is, it's like a laminator, right? So it's heat and pressure which will dry my background and flatten it out so that it will be a little flatter. Are you taking your rug there? No, my rug stays here. My anthropology rug, right? Can we come visit you? By appointment only. Remember, you're not allowed to ever drop in on me. I will always have pants on there, though. It's not a retail space, right? It's not a store. It's not a storefront. It's in an office building. It's really just for kidding. And so that I can fill, or I'm going to put this through, even though it's not green, red, yellow, or green yet. I just have no patience, but it's got to be hot. So it will be really for fulfillment. It's a fulfillment space. And that's why Rich is like, you have to decorate it. It's really should be our warehouse. And I'm like, no. I was watching Gina K and they were making a joke about the warehouse. Like, where is it? It's not like WARE, it's WHERE. And I was like laughing. I'm like, yes, that's true facts, right? It's the warehouse. So it's funny. What pockets are you using for the mink? It is the folder that you buy with the mink, right? And you can buy them extra. So it is a page protector that is part of the mink, right? Your foil should fit in here when you're foiling. I do need a pretty spot to drink my iced coffee, Dandy. You know it, right? So yeah, it's going to be fun. So I will be doing a lot of my lives and stuff from there as well, right? When new exciting things come in. So I need to find a sign maker because I'd like to put my studio in there too. Gina's studio is in her warehouse. Yeah. So I'm going to have a small one in there, a small filming studio, but my lives will still be from here because I'm not moving. I love this room, right? I'm not moving from here. See, flatten my page out. Lickety split, right? Just makes that easier. Now it's not buckled. And all that did is because it just took the moisture out and then flattened the page. So I love my mink for foiling and I love my mink for smooth mixed media. Like you couldn't do this if you put texture on it because you'd melt that and it would glue it right to the folder. But you can do it for any kind of water-based backgrounds. Okay, just throwing it on the floor. Just a second here. Okay, much better. So it'll be nice to have the space so we can do the things, right? So whatever design we're going to do, I have to keep punching up flowers. We're not going to stay here all night, but you will get the idea that these will be with some foam dots, right? And some green. I will add some like a very lime green. What is going on here? My finger is not working tonight. There we go. Right? Are going to be a little flower garden, which to me is kind of tone on tone, right? Like it is not something. Just don't want to stick. There we go. Yeah, I will have like a little production place in there, right? So it'll be good. It's going to be good, right? So we're going to build something and maybe that'd be kind of fun. What do you think? Kind of like a flower garden right up the side of the page. That is kind of fun, isn't it? There we go. Right? And then we can put the little black centers on some of them. So I think this is going to be very pretty, friends. So obviously I have to stamp some more. I have to cut more out to finish this page. Like it's going to take a little bit. Not much though, right? And then I'll fill it in. Where is that circle one? Thank you, Lori. I love this too. I have to say, I love the vibrancy of this. Might not be for everybody, and you don't have to use these colors. You could do this whole technique in the color palette that you like, right? You do not have to do this in neon and magenta and fuchsia and yellow. If you're like, ooh, not my cup of tea, or I don't really scrap those colors, then don't. I will not be offended. Oh my goodness, it's going to be so fun. And really, the only color I would use is some black mattes. I really feel like the whole party can stay in this color, right? And what we could do, so we don't have to get wild and crazy, is look at, I could just kiss a section of background to make some leaves. But sometimes, right, I just felt like bright. I just wanted, maybe it's because the weather has been so stinky, right, that I just want something bright. So we can stay with the whole neon vibe. I'll leave that on there in case I need to refill. And we can quickly do, and you know our trick. Well, we have a couple things I could do here tonight, because I have a whole bunch of these punches that I have to put up on my shop. Remember, Vicki has that favorite leaf punch. And we can also use the circle punch technique, where we just cut a circle and then cut an eyeball out of it. And that's a leaf, right? Like an eyeball shape. And then just do a kissy kissy so we can make some leaves. Right? And then these, I think, won't compete too much with that color because they're nice and vibrant. And then all we will do is punch these out, or die cut them, or hand cut them. Like a leaf shape is pretty easy to do. So let's just give this a quick blast that I just unplugged and put away in my heat gun, because that's, of course I did, right? Doop doop. Can I ask you guys a question, right? Because glossy or matte, matte, I do not like glossy photos ever. So for sure, for me, like hands down, I only ever do matte semi-gloss. Like it's called satin. My favorite finish. I don't want matte. I use satin. So my favorite printer paper is from Staples, and it's called Staples brand Photo Supreme Satin Finish. So I do not like glossy photos. I think they get fingerprints. It's impossible to photograph a layout with glossy. So I know Vicki, like Vicki harsh much, right? Because I'm like, absolutely not for the glossy. But I do feel very strongly about that. For me, personal preference is I do not like glossy photos. But I know some people would be the total opposite. They like the vibrancy and the color, but I don't. There's not much I would like in glossy, except for my lip gloss. Right? Dry enough. I'm going to say dry enough. Okay? Dry enough. Can I find my Gina K? Woo. I don't know where they are quick, because I would be so excited if I knew where my neon inks were, right? But they're somewhere special, hidden, because I would totally be stamping in a, let's see what this will look like. Vivid Chartreuse Archival. Where are you, Stampy? Okay, not clean, so hoping for the best. Ugh. Okay, no more of that. That's a liar. Maybe it'll dry. Does not look like that, does it? That's way more olivey. Liar. Good night, my friend. I'm only cutting a leaf to show you, and then I'm done for the night too. I would not say that is a vivid chartreuse. I would say that is olive. Okay, where are you? This guy. And circle punch. I have a hair appointment tomorrow, and that's what Devin said. You're going to be there forever. I'm like, I will be there for a very long time. When you have to cut and color, my hair appointments are not for the faint of heart. I love this stamp or this punch. Very fun, right? I need to get in a little deeper. I want more green. Thank you, Irene. Right, so these are our option for leaves. Circle, eyeball. Smaller the circle punch, different size leaves you get, right? So just to give you an idea, because I'll finish this after. I love this punch, so I have a ton of them. I need to put that in there. I don't know if it's in my store or not. So that you don't have to use, because like really maybe a polka dot stamp would have been a nice option, but right, for our little vine of flowers, we'll do something like this. And could this be a card? 100% could be a card, right? Oh, I love that. The neon is so pretty, right? So this is how I will end up finishing the page, is going through and popping all of this up. I'm going to put black mats and a super simple black title, and that will be my whole layout. Is seriously just some kind of phrase. Is there any black in here left? Just to show you what I mean. Of course there is not, but you get what I'm saying, right? That there's a navy, like just to show you. So you want something that will not compete. So even if your photo is in black, and then I'm going to continue up, I'm going to get some more yellow in here. And then you would just go in with a simple title, right? Details or whatever. The only thing I might put too is like a little, just a flag banner across the bottom so that my photo has something to sit on and it's not just floating. You could put two photos. Again, to make this a double page layout, you could create the same pattern on the flip side and put your whole flower garden down the middle, right? And then you would have whatever way you want to do your photo, right? Or you could have multiple, and then you could do like 4 on the other page, whatever you want to do. But for sure, my mat will be black. I'm just going to go in with black. And the other thing that I might add is maybe some gems or embellishments in there. But that is pretty much, and then the black centers are really going to make a difference, right? Because that will break up a lot of that kind of pattern by putting the centers up the flower vine. So I will definitely finish this, my friends, and I will post it. So I will post it at least, at the very least on the weekend. Okay. But it is going to be super pretty. It is very kind of tone on tone. You could use the blue, you could use a green. You just want something that is very contrast to what is going on in the layout. I wouldn't put yellow. Well, you could. It's just going to be very subtle, right? I think a black and white, strong contrast, high contrast black and white photo would look beautiful on this. So that will be my other thing. I am going to do a black and white photo on here. I'm totally going to put a black and white photo on here. Way more leaves. I'm going to fill this whole section floating up the page. Put some kind of little flag banner with my title on it on the bottom, a photo, and maybe a little tab. But it's going to be very soft. I love the balance of white space on this, right? That there's a lot of white space going on. And again, guess what, friends? If you don't have the piece of pattern paper you need, make it yourself. This gives you permission. Just grab your inks. You don't have to have spray inks. You could have done a lot of this with distress ink or a water-soluble ink. You can use any stamp set. They do not have to be flowers. This could be stars, hearts, any kind of repeated pattern, hexagons, bugs. So maybe a butterflies, or it's a boy's page and the little boy is playing with a beetle, and you have those funky beetle stamps from Tim Holtz. They could be going up the side of the page, right? Anything you want to do. So if you watch and you're like, I like what Vicki does, but I don't like pink and I don't like flowers, then don't use pink and don't use flowers. Use turquoise, yellow, and green to make your background, right? You could still use yellow as your high contrast, and this could have all been in turquoise. And the reason I say those three colors is because they're beside each other on the color wheel, so you won't make mud with this super wet technique, right? And then you could still go in your neons, but go in oranges and yellows and greens or blue, right? It still could be bright. It does not have to follow exactly what Vicki's doing. Makes me think of flowers growing on a lattice. It's exactly what I'm going for, Melissa. Like, I love this. Like, what are the ones? What one did we just see? And I want it. It's a very tropical, almost like an alien looking flower. I want to go back and get it. You just reminded me. I need to go back and get it, Melissa. It's awesome. So yes, you could have just done a whole background just with the flowers, whatever makes you happy. But I will stamp some more. I will cut them out. But this layout for me to finish, literally, and I'm going to do a card. I'm going to do a card in this technique, and it is going to totally be a slim line, because then these flowers could, like, look at, that's a card right there. There's your card with your sentiment on it. So if you're watching and you're like, but I don't do layouts, so I don't like Vicki's videos. Well, guess what? You don't have to do photo based. This could go in an art journal. You could do it just for fun, right? I'm glad, Amy. I don't feel bad for anybody who ends up buying that Picture Mate 400. I really firmly believe that it is an amazing product, right? And if you're an Apple user, you want to use print to size. I think it's the easiest app for adding like multiple sizes on a 4x6 or 5x7. So I edit in PicTap Go, and then PicTap Go, Snapseed, a color story, and then I put it in print to size, and I could print 2 3x4s with white borders. I just shrink them down, because that's all you do is just take the toggle and just be aware of what the sizing is on there, right? It'll tell you exactly what the sizing is on that app. It is the best. And because everyone tells everyone after they took my photography class, when they say, what app should I use? Everyone says print to size, but you have to be an Apple user. Sorry, my non-Apple using friends, right? But it is. But people love the other ones. The Epson, like my friend Lael uses the Epson app. She loves that one. Some people use the Becky Higgins one. What is that one called? I just forgot. So there are other options, right? Can you do 4x4? Sure you can. Anything that'll fit in a 4x6, right? And then you can also print. Sorry, I'm going to come and look at you. Hi. So you can do 4x4. You just have waste on the end, right? But you just put your 4x6 in, and I drop anything in there. I can do little 3x3s. I can do 2x2s. Because sometimes, okay, let's say I'm doing a layout about the strawberry farm and we went strawberry picking. So some of those mini photos would be pictures of strawberries, picture of my basket of strawberry. Because, right, they are supporting cast to my main photos, because I was the mom who would have went to Gymboree and bought Devin a strawberry outfit just to go to take pictures in. I would buy kids' clothes to match my scrapbooking paper, and I don't feel bad about it. I loved it. I loved going to Gymboree and using my gym bucks and putting them in the cutest freaking outfits, my kids, and then going to do fun things. If we're going to the zoo, they needed a safari outfit. Like, that's how I rolled back in the day. So I'm an Android user, and I use the Epson app and can get all the sizes. Perfect, Chris. I love that, right? You totally do. Man, if they'd still let me and I could take my 19 and 22, I know I had them at like 10, my children. I know that's why I look so young. If I still could put safari outfits and go to the zoo, I would, right? I would, but I love it. So I hope you enjoyed that tonight. I will not be seeing you tomorrow. But I think we're good. I'll be here next Friday. If you are part of the Where to Next event, make sure you go and Natalie, are you still here? Will you put a link up to the Where to Next private group? You can only get in if you have bought access only or if you've purchased the kit. If you have your own stuff and you just want to hang out with us for the weekend, it's 40 Canadian for over 20 hours of education. I always say, like, I do not charge a lot. I look at some of these classes, and even for my class kit, if you would have bought Where to Next, was under 200, but has $230 worth of product, all in Canadian dollars. So for all my American friends, our dollar is in the toilet. So you're getting a 40% savings on all that stuff. So I'm always like, when people are like, the shipping's expensive, I'm like, but it's not, because it's probably less than $15. So it's a flat rate box cost. It's not pricey, right? So, and then I always do things to give you a little bit more. So thank you very much. Have a wonderful weekend. All my American friends, have a great Memorial Day weekend. What do you guys do to celebrate? It's fireworks and hot dogs and watermelon. So are you going to do all the fun things that you do? Enjoy it, right? Ours was last weekend, so definitely enjoy it. And I'm going to miss you tomorrow. It's going to be weird not spending the Friday night with you, but have a great time. And like I said, if you joined or you've signed up for that kit, get your butt over there. You need to get in the group. So when all the fun starts, or if you have any questions, I'll share the ink colors that match the kit. I'll start talking about what's coming. I will let you know, like, all these kits have shipped. This kit has shipped as soon as I get what I need to get them out, right? So you bought tickets for your 50th. I love that. Have a great weekend, friends. We'll see you later. Thanks, Natalie, for helping me out. And see you next Friday. Bye, guys.